Hey everybody, this is Shane Misuro, and this is my case study for EDL 850 School Law. So for Section 1, the report summarized the case and established the facts. Where it happened. It happened at St. Regis School, which is located in a rural area. The grades were kindergarten through 8th grade, which constitutes approximately 420 students. The school is largely self-funded by parents and students through fundraising efforts, two main ones. But it does have a small allocation for computers and computer software. Computer lab housing 20 computers is available to students and teachers. Who did it involve? It involved Mr. Keith Sample, who has been principal of St. Regis. He's not from the local community, but generally well-liked and respected. He informed Ms. Lynn that what she was doing is a violation of copyright and that the flash drives that she illegally copied needed to be collected. Ms. Lynn was a library media specialist who's also in charge of the computer lab. She made copies of the computer programs for all the 3rd grade teachers for independent classroom use. Specifically, she made copies of 4 legally purchased programs, 2 by Ms. Williams and 2 by Ms. Brandon, for all 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade teachers. Another person involved was the PTA fundraiser, the PTA, who fundraises for the school and has some say in how the money is allocated. Ms. Williams and Ms. Brandon were the 3rd grade teachers who received copies of the newly purchased software programs so that the programs could be installed on classroom computers for individual student projects. Ms. Brandon is concerned that the copyright may be violated, and reported it to Mr. Sample and refused to accept the copies. Ms. Williams accepted the copies. The last party to be involved is the PTA president, Ms. Evans, who volunteered in the library and helped make the copies with Ms. Lynn, and was pleased that the fundraising dollars were being spent so effectively. What happened? In general, Ms. Lynn developed a schedule so that each teacher had a scheduled time to use the computer lab. Teachers approached Ms. Lynn asking for copies of the legally purchased software for individual student use in the classroom. Lynn copies 2 programs purchased by Williams and 2 programs purchased by Brandon into a flash drive to distribute them to all 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade teachers. This was 6 teachers in all, including Ms. Williams and Ms. Brandon. So has anyone been harmed by this actions? Technically, the software manufacturers were harmed by not profiting from the illegal reproduction of their programs. The students are also harmed because they're not receiving the best education available if access to the programs is cut off entirely. Ms. Lynn and Ms. Evans, possibly the school, are both open to lawsuits due to copyright infringement. Does the action or situation contravene in an existing law? Yes, Mr. Sample informed Ms. Lynn that the copying and distribution of the programs violates the program's copyright protection. Was there a breach of contract? The actions were not discriminatory or constituted harassments. The only contract that was breached was the copyright protection of the programs. So, in one sentence, what happened? The idea is the distribution of the copied computer programs to 6 teachers who didn't purchase all or some of the said programs for individual classroom use, a violation of copyright. So where did it happen? Again, it happened at St. Regis School, which is located in the rural areas, grades K through 8, approximately 420 students. The school is largely self-funded, computer lab housing 20 computers. Teachers can use some discretionary funds to purchase software for the classroom, as Ms. Brandon and Ms. Williams did, but those were copied. Who did it happen to? As I said, it happened to Mr. Keith Sample, Ms. Lynn, the PTA fundraisers, Ms. Williams and Ms. Brandon specifically, and the PTA presidents. Those were all the informed parties. And what happened? Ms. Lynn developed a schedule so that each teacher had a scheduled time to use the computer lab. The teachers approached Ms. Lynn asking if they can copy the legally purchased program so that the individual student use, and then Lynn made the copies. Could the conflict, the situation, or the decision be damaging to stakeholders or the community? Yes. If the violation was discovered, there could be financial penalties for the school and individuals involved. What individuals and groups have important stake in the outcomes? Ms. Lynn and Ms. Evans, because they copied the programs. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade teachers at St. Regis received the copies of the programs. Students or whoever was intended to use the illegally copied programs could be potentially harmed. and have a stake, and Mr. Sample is aware of the violation and inform Ms. Lin that she needs to collect the copied programs. Have all the relevant stakeholders been consulted? No, only Ms. Lin and Ms. Brandon have been consulted. You would need to also consult the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade teachers. Can I learn more about the specific situation? I would like to know what is the specific rules for the program reproduction. These can change from program to program. It's imperative that educators read the software copyright page and understand the licensing restrictions printed there. Do I know enough to make a decision? I feel that I do. So, what can I do in this situation? First, I can do nothing. If I do nothing, then the teachers would have the option to use the illegally copied programs as they see fit. If the software manufacturers discover that they would have legal repercussions and legal recourse to issue a cease and desist order or to sue. The most liberal action would be to confiscate the programs and report Ms. Lin's to the teachers to the software manufacturer. However, that's pretty extreme. You could also confiscate the copies and warn Ms. Lin, but don't report her. You can confiscate and encourage Ms. Lin to augment the computer lab use policies so that students can access the programs for independent use without the need to make illegal reproductions. Or Mr. Sample can quit and become a crime-fighting vigilante, assuming that he has the fiscal and physical resources to train in a mountaintop monastery in South Asia for approximately 3 to 5 years. So, evaluating the options. First, you can do nothing. If you do nothing, the students and teachers gain access to programs to enrich their education, but the potential legal and financial penalties may incur if the violation is discovered by the software manufacturer and legal recourse is chosen to conclude. If you confiscate and report, you would have the satisfaction of knowing that criminals were caught and justice was served, but you'd probably alienate yourself with the community and faculty, and the school could incur financial penalties even though you were the one that reported it. If you confiscate and you do not report, you stop the violation before penalties are going to occur, and potential student education enrichment is not accomplished, so the best education for all students is not achieved. You can confiscate and encourage changing the computer lab use. This has a lot of pros. You avoid the penalties for copyright violation, and students' education is enriched legally. The cons is it may be difficult to logistically organize, and some sacrifices may need to be made. The students lose their teacher-student classroom time because they'd be in the computer lab doing independent work more, and it may be hard to police the students doing independent work on those computers. But what about vigilantism? Pros here, you would harden your body and your mind. You would get revenge for your slayed parents or pets. You would get protection from your local pet. You would be the protector of your local town and surrounding areas. You would have access to a utility belt and various military-grade defensive and offensive technologies. You would have a heightened relationship with your personal family manservant. However, there are cons. Self-isolation, specifically in a subterranean lair with many access and egress points. You would probably incur various physical injuries over time. And last, your fiancé may be kidnapped by a psychopathic clown or gang of miscreants and ne'er-do-wells. So what do I choose? I chose to confiscate and encourage changing the computer lab use to accommodate individual student projects. Have all the stakeholders been consulted? No. The 2nd and 4th grade teachers would need to be informed of why the programs are being confiscated and what changes need to be made to accommodate. If I chose this plan, I plan on confiscating the illegally copied programs with a warning, not threatening, to Ms. Lin. Then I plan to work with Ms. Lin and the teachers to formulate new computer lab use policy to accommodate the teachers' desired plans and promote the academic success and personal well-being of each student and adult. I believe that this plan supports every student and or adult's learning and development through inspiring staff to pursue new creative approaches for improving schools and promoting student learning. What may happen if I choose this? I think Ms. Lin may be unhappy that her original plan was stopped, so it's important to acknowledge that her ideas were great and it's just the execution that needs help. It may also be important to guide and empower her to help solve the problem without violating copyright in order to promote collaborative effort among the key stakeholders in the incident. The other teachers may feel as though I'm putting teacher independence and student education second to my own priority, so it's imperative that I work with them as well to formulate a compromise plan that influences student achievement by creating challenging, supportive conditions conducive to each student's learning. Who needs to know? Ms. Lynn. The second, third, and fourth grade teachers would all be need to informed. And can I deal with these persons on my own? Yes, I can, as long as I ensure that the illegal copies are removed and inform the parties of why and make it clear why they were removed and make it clear that the alternative plan is being created to accommodate the students' learning needs. If this plan fails, I will see if funds can be reallocated to the second, third, and fourth grade teachers to legally purchase the copied programs. This task fits under one of the responsibilities of my job, which is to manage the resources and operations of the school as the assistant principal or principal. If that can't be done, then I, Mr. Sample, will be off to the monastery, and 5 to 7 years from now, this small town will have itself a hero. The completion of this case study helped me reflectively evaluate, communicate about, and implement laws, rights, policies, and regulations to promote student and adult success and well-being through the analysis of a scenario that involved violation of copyright laws, and helped me formulate a plan to solve problems without violating such laws. Thank you very much. Smash that subscribe button, turn it from red to green. Misuro out.